What if your father was killed by a thief and you wanted to become a police officer, but the police academy rejected you? This is a suspense story about Daniel. There was a boy named Daniel. His father was killed by a thief. The thief was never caught. Daniel felt pain. He felt anger. He wanted justice. Daniel said, "I will become a police officer." He wanted to catch criminals. He wanted to protect people. Daniel applied to the police academy. He trained every day. He ran. He exercised. But Daniel had a weak body. He failed the physical test. The officer said, "Sorry, Daniel, you are not physically fit." Daniel was shocked. His dream was broken. Daniel went home and cried. He thought, "I am useless. I cannot do anything." He almost gave up on life. One day, Daniel watched a police documentary. He saw cyber police and investigators. They used computers and English. Daniel thought, "I cannot fight physically, but I can fight with my brain." He looked at the rejection letter and felt very sad. But then he remembered his father's words, "A wise man never quits." Daniel stood up and said, "I will change. I will become strong. I will join the police." Every morning, Daniel woke up at 5 a.m. He started running in the village. At first, he could only run 1 kilometer. He was tired. He was slow. He wanted to stop. But he did not stop. Every day he ran more. 1 kilometer and 2 kilometers. People laughed at him. They said, "You are weak. Police is not for you." Daniel answered, "Watch me." He trained in the sun. He trained in the rain. He trained when he was tired. Slowly, his body changed. He became strong. He became fast. He became confident. Daniel began studying crimes. He watched detective movies. He read crime books. He learned how police find criminals. He learned how to find clues, how to analyze evidence, how to think like a detective. He trained his brain every day. One day, a car was stolen in Daniel's village. The owner was crying. No one knew who did it. People said, "It is impossible to find the thief." But Daniel did not believe that. Daniel went to the crime scene. He looked carefully at the ground. He saw tire marks and footprints. He noticed. The car was started without breaking the window. The thief knew how to drive very well. Only one person in the village had that skill. Daniel followed the clues. He asked people questions. He listened carefully to their answers. Daniel followed the evidence to a man named Tom. Tom was acting nervous. Daniel said, "You know how to start cars without keys." Tom tried to lie, but Daniel showed the evidence. Finally, Tom confessed. The car was returned. People were shocked. An old detective named Officer Mark heard about Daniel. Mark said, "You solved a real crime without training. You have investigation talent." Mark started teaching Daniel how to analyze crime scenes, how to question suspects, how to find hidden clues, how to think fast and smart. One morning, the police academy announced new results. Many young people were waiting nervously. Daniel was there too. His hands were shaking. His heart was beating fast. He remembered his father. He remembered the thief. He remembered all his hard training. The officer stood on the stage and said, "We are looking for smart investigators, people with talent, courage, and strong minds." He started reading the names. Many names were called. Some people were happy. Some people were sad. Then he said loudly, "Daniel Johnson." For a moment, Daniel could not believe it. He asked, "Did you say Daniel?" The officer smiled and said, "Yes, Daniel Johnson, you passed. You are accepted into the police academy." Daniel fell to his knees. Tears came from his eyes. He whispered, "Father, I did it. Your son is now a police cadet." People clapped. Officer Mark shook Daniel's hand. Mark said, "You earned this. Never forget why you started." Daniel wore the police uniform for the first time. He looked in the mirror and smiled. He was no longer the weak boy. He was a future detective. He said, "I will protect people. I will fight crime. I will never give up. At night, Daniel stood under the stars. He remembered his father's words, "A wise man never quits." Daniel answered, "I never quit." His dream was now real. Rejection is not the end. It is the beginning of your success. Your talent can change your destiny. Never give up on your dream.